Alrighty, guys, you saw the title of the video today. We got to break down seven stocks, two of which reported earnings today. Those two are Costco and FedEx. And I also want to break down the overall markets, what happened at the end of the day, and my thoughts overall on everything going on. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, hit that like button, and make sure to subscribe. And if you guys haven't gotten your 15 stocks from Moomoo or your 12 stocks from Webull, use those links down below. Get your free money. And with that being said, let's dive into the video. So, as you all probably know, it's not anything new. We had yet again another red day today, but we're still going to break down some stocks again, like you all saw in the title, that I'm looking at right now, two of which are Costco and FedEx. And you guys can see here, the Russell 2000 went down 2.3%. We had the NASDAQ down 1.2%, the S&P down 0.8%, as the Dow closed down about 0.3%. And what we're noticing here is on the intraday chart on SPY, we held pretty much all day at 373 to about 374. In fact, look at this. We ended up running into close pretty much, well, not into close, but in power hour, right before the close, we were at 377 on SPY. So this was running. It looked like we were going to close on a nice push to the upside, but right before close, 10 minutes before close, selling pressure came in and it kicked in fast. SPY went from 377 down to about 373.80. It lost 1% in the last 10 minutes. And triple Q in the same time period, let's pull it up. This tracks the NASDAQ 100. It went from 283 to about 279, almost 280. It lost 1.1% in the last 10 minutes. Crazy stuff, guys. Crazy stuff. And notice how here on the intraday, triple Q held roughly 279 all day. And again, SPY held, what was it again? We mentioned it. Let's see here. Right around 374. So if these points break tomorrow, if we get a gap down under 373 on SPY, we're likely to go down to 370. If I show you all here, my alert is set at 370. I mentioned that in my previous video. That was support throughout the end of June into early mid-July. So watch out for that. Seriously, on the intraday chart, I'm going to set my alert at, let's say, 370, 350, and we'll see what it does from there. Mark is at below 373.50. There we go. Let's create that. And on triple Q, I'm going to put it at, let's see, maybe right around 278.50. Mark is at or below 278.50. Let's do that now. So if this point breaks on triple Q, I could see this going down, filling the gap to about 270, 273-ish. It's in the cards. Trust me, guys, it is in the cards. So with that being said, I don't want to not even waste time, but spend too much time on the markets today because we also got to incorporate crypto, and I have to talk about those 7 stocks like you all saw in the title. So before we even talk about those 7 stocks, let's look at crypto. And by the way, this is Webull. If you guys want 12 stocks from Webull, this platform right here, use that link down below, deposit any amount of money, and you get 12 stocks, and it also helps out the channel. I appreciate you guys as always. So look, right now, Ethereum is at $1,300. Actually, a little bit above that, at about $1,330. It is up 7% on the day. So it's weird. It seems like crypto and the stock market have been kind of detached the past couple of days here, at least. Really today. I mean, today, Ethereum's ripping again 7% as the stock market got crushed, and maybe Bitcoin's up as well. We'll take a look here in a second. So overall, I mean, don't get it twisted. The stock market and the crypto market, they're both kind of moving in the same direction, which is down. But in the past couple of days is all I'm saying. We've been a little bit detached here. Crypto has been, at least, based on what I've been seeing. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, guys. But overall, Ethereum, it's not like it's reversing completely. We're just getting a little bit of a relief rally above 1275, 1300. It makes sense considering that's the double top resistance from back, when was this? End of June, early July. That makes sense to me. And like I said, I'll say it again right now. If we do break under 1250, 1200, we have a wide open gap down to $1,000 on Ethereum. Now, do we get there? I don't know. But that's kind of what I'm looking for here on the downside. And let's pull up Bitcoin. Let's see what this is doing right now. Bitcoin is up 4.5%. Look at this. We're not getting a full-on reversal or any signs of that right now, but we are starting to move. And let me move my face here while I'm at it, guys. Sorry about that. We are starting to move towards mid 19,000s again. We're currently at 19.3. We're up $800 on the day. Pretty big, green day on Bitcoin. And like I said before, we are seeing some buying pressure right now as we're, making this video, guys, and the past couple of days, quite frankly. We've been getting a little bit of buying pressure. Nothing crazy, but it's kind of been consolidation above the highs from 2017. If you guys remember, back at that point, we peaked at about 18,500, 600, 800, roughly in that, maybe 19,000, honestly, roughly in that general range. And notice, that's where we're holding right now. And if we do break under 18, 17.5, we have a freaking wide open gap, in my opinion, guys, down to 14.5, 15,000 on Bitcoin. I'm sticking to that. And I'll be honest, I'll be buying Bitcoin more as a speculative play if it's able to get between 10, 12,000, 15,000 even. I'd consider, maybe not 15. Honestly, I'd want to see it down a little bit more. Ideally 10 to 12. And honestly, 7,000, 8,000 would be nice too, but we're kind of far from that. So let's not jump the gun, guys. But overall, those are some thoughts on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. We're seeing a little bit of buying pressure, but ultimately, the trends look favorable to the bears in the short term, even though we're up right now. So let's go over here to ThinkOrSwim again and break down some of these companies, starting off with Costco and what's the other one? FedEx. And by the way, if you guys are finding value this far in the video and you haven't done so already, hit that like button. It really helps me out overall in the algorithm, the good old YouTube algorithm. Let's try to get at least 100 likes on this video. So run that like button up. And now let's talk about Costco. COST is the ticker. They reported earnings after the bell, and the stock, last I checked, guys, is down. It is down about $13. They closed at 487, down 1% on the day, so they already had a red day. And now they're down an additional $13 roughly here after the bell, which in percentage terms, that is about a 2.5%, 3%, closer to a 3% drop here after the bell. So Costco is a company that I've covered time and time again on the channel. You guys have heard me talk about it a lot, but I'll mention it right here. I believe Costco's overvalued. I'll be honest. I think it's overvalued at these levels. And let's say it gets under 400. All right, now we're talking maybe 300, 350. That's a better spot for a long-term position. But as of now, I'm kind of staying away from Costco, to be honest. I think it's a great business, great company, but here it's at a point where it's not extremely, screamingly overvalued, I guess you could argue, but it's nowhere near being undervalued or even fair valued. It's kind of in no man's land at this point where I'm just watching it to see if it honestly comes to my buy zone, which really is between 3 and 350, to be completely honest with you guys. So they reported earnings per share of $4.20 versus $4.16 estimated, so they beat on that. And they ended up beating ever so slightly on revenue, $72.09 billion versus $72.06 billion estimated. And Q4 comparable sales for the U.S. were up 15.8%, 13.4% for Canada, and 2.9% for international, which I got to double check. I forget exactly what countries are comprised in that international category. But overall, comparable sales are up nicely for U.S. and for Canada. And again, the stock is down a good 3% here after the bell. And for me, it's in no man's land. I'm not going to rush it and try and buy it. And I'm not going to short it either, even though I think it could come lower and I want it to come lower. Just because I think that, I'm not going to go and short it, but I'm going to keep it on the watch list. And if it comes down to my my price, my target, I will be buying Costco and finally adding it to the portfolio. Honestly, this is one of the companies that I've wanted to own for a while alongside of Nvidia and Adobe, which those two, Adobe's now at 287. It hit 280 earlier today. And Nvidia is at 125. These are finally getting into my buy ranges. And I said this months ago, and I'll say it again. I even said it weeks ago. I even said it days ago. You got to be patient in the stock market. And when you think stocks can't get to levels that or what am I trying to say? If you think a stock can't get to a certain level, you think it's too low, think again, guys. You never know what's going to happen. A couple months ago, if I told you NVIDIA 120s, you'd think I'm crazy. If I told you Adobe under 300, you'd think I'm crazy. Here we are, and I think Costco under 400. I know it sounds crazy now, but look at the low from a couple months ago. It was at 406. If we take that out, I think it's possible. It could be coming. Hey, it's going to be an opportunity for the long term, depending on, it all depends, person to person. But for me, I'm not telling you guys what to do, but for me, it's going to be a buy for me, guys. So the next one here is FedEx, which they reported numbers that weren't the best, and we kind of already knew this was going to happen. The CEO was on CNBC last week, about a week ago, and, he came on saying, he thinks we're headed for a global recession. FedEx is struggling. Their volume has been, decreasing weekly since June, and we kind of already knew this, He didn't want to blindside investors or anybody out there with this earnings report, because let's say he didn't come on CNBC and let's say these earnings just came out and nobody really expected it. The stock would have cratered probably more than what it did. I think it fell, how much? 15%? Maybe more, actually more than that. 20%, a little bit more than that. It could have fell 30% if they blindsided investors, maybe 35%. Who knows? So they did adjusted EPS of $3.44 versus $3.35 estimated, that beat, and they ended up missing on revenue, $23.2 billion versus $24.01 billion estimated, and they see Q2 EPS of $2.65 or maybe even greater, which does not compare to the previous $3.33 estimate, and they are raising, get this guys, they are raising shipping rates by almost 7%, 6.9% to be exact, as they're combating the slowdown, which makes sense. I mean, they're bleeding money, guys. They got to do something to mitigate that. To fight against that, which again, they're raising shipping rates by about 7%, 6.9 to be exact. So this stock is one that I'm staying away from personally. Not saying FedEx is a garbage company. It's not, but there's a lot going on right now. There's going to be short-term turmoil, and if you think it's going to end in a month or two, couple months even, I think you're sadly mistaken. This could be one that's going to be rocky. It could be rocky for a year or 2 years. If you're buying into this now, you might not reap the benefits, the rewards for years. I mean, who knows how this is going to get out of this, quite frankly, the crisis that we're seeing right now. So FedEx is free falling. It just hit a fresh low. Could keep going down. We shall see, guys. And some other ones that I'm looking at here that didn't report earnings, but still watching them. Merck and Company. This one up 3.5%, about $3 on the day today. And look at this. We got buyers at the bottom of the wedge. Clear pop above the 50 SMA. We closed above it, and now we're right under the 180 SMA at about, let's see here, what's the dollar number? $88. So I'm going to set my alert right now, and mind you, we're right by the highs from about 10 days ago as well, about 88, 89 bucks. If we crack above that point, I'm going to set my alert. Let's just put it at 88.50. If we crack 88.50 into the 90s, there's going to be a breakout coming on Merck, probably to test that high from the end of June, early July, being about 94, 95 bucks a share. I think a Merck breakout is coming. So I'm going to set my alert, or I did already, and I'm going to be watching that. Another one that I'm looking at here is good old Enphase Energy, guys. Ticker symbol ENPH. This went down 7% today, which, to be honest, I kind of want to happen. I want weak hands to be shaken out of the stock. It ran up way too much, and who knows, it might have more to come down here. But overall, I don't think this is going to be a falling knife to the point where it's going to start collapsing under where it was a couple months ago. I feel like the uptrend here is still strong. Sure, it is a falling knife right now, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's going to completely collapse, right? I think eventually, maybe tomorrow, next week, the week after, I don't know, but I think buyers are going to come in on Enphase and pick it up. Maybe it comes down to 260, 265, 270, I don't know, but ultimately I think buyers come in here on Enphase. Another one that I'm looking at is LEN, which is Leonard Corp. This one up 2% on the day, and what I'm noticing is, boom, what is this? Inverse head and shoulders, guys. What do you see? That's a good old inverse head and shoulders. There we go. We have the left, the head, the right, and we are seeing a death cross as well, and we are under both moving averages. But if this starts getting out of, let's say, $80, $81, I'll set my alert right now. Mark is at or above $80 a share. If we start getting out of there, that right shoulder in the inverse could start to start moving, and we might be going to the top of the channel here on the 4-hour chart from there, which has this thing going mid-high 80s, maybe even higher. We shall see. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, guys, but that is what I'm watching here on ticker symbol LEN. Another one that I'm looking at is Activision Blizzard, ticker symbol ATVI. This went up 2.25 percentage points today, and this has been pretty flat all year ever since, they announced, we got the announcement that Microsoft was buying them for $93 a share. Now the stock's at 77. Is the deal officially through? Not yet. And the stock's been coasting all year, right? So at this point in time, we are starting to move back up. And you're noticing here we're not in a crazy wide range on Activision. In fact, the stock's been trading in a little $4 or $5 window all year. And at this point, clearly, we held the mid-70s. Now we're moving high 70s. We're at 77. And I think if we end up cracking above, let's pull the 20-day up. If we start moving out of this channel, downwards channel, which we're starting to get there, guys. Look at this. Boom. If we start breaking out of, let's say, 78, we take the high out from the beginning of this month, $79, there's going to be a reversal. And I don't think it's going to go straight up to 90, 95 quite yet, but it could start moving, let's see, probably, in my opinion, back to 81, 82. That's where I'm going to be watching it. So the last one for the video, if you guys stuck till the end, let me know in the comments. Say stuck till the end. I appreciate you guys. As always, the last one is Gilead Sciences. This one up about 0.4% on the day, ticker symbol GILD. And look at this. We're at the bottom of an uptrending channel here. We didn't really have a crazy green day today. We did have some buying pressure, and we're not quite yet seeing the breakout, but it could be right around the corner, guys. No joke. It could be right around the corner. If we start seeing buying pressure above the mid-60s, $64, $65, right above that 50 SMA here on the 4-hour time frame, we could start getting a push, especially above 66. So I actually have one alert at 65 I just set. I'll put another one at 66. Mark is at or above. So watch out for this. If these points start breaking, we could see this 70, high 60s, low 70s. It is definitely possible. So overall, guys, that is it for the video. These are 7 stocks that I'm looking at for trades. These are all trades, not long-term investments here in the short term. Well, if Costco gets under 300 or under 400, it would be a long-term investment for me. But other than that, these are all ones that I'm looking at as trades. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon link down below, and don't forget to get your 15 stocks for Moo Moo with a $100 deposit. Each of those could be up to $2,000, and you could also get 12 stocks from Webull with any amount deposited. All of those are linked down below, and don't forget to subscribe to my second channel, Stas Talks Money, down below. Clearly, that's the cue to end the video, guys, when I'm messing up the words. I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Peace out, guys.